Hello everybody, this is more like the continue of the last one that makes this more like part 2 of this video, which this video is about having different sections of your actual mind depressed when you're trying to visualize. Now once you sit down and start to visualize, another reason more like you have problem to visualize, these start to attack you during the exact section timing when you more like visualize. So the time when you visualize something, the negative spirits and psychics. So if you visualize one of your favorite more like planes coming across you, now they would try to more like interrupt that so you don't more like visualize a plane, or more like your favorite car you like to see, favorite truck, your favorite more like food, or more like yourself just getting more healthy, seeing yourself getting more healthy. Anything what it is, they're gonna like time it right on time of your visualization. So yes, they will do this. Now when they're doing this, they will try to more like control your visualization. Now, during your visualization, try to control the direction. Try to move more like left for whatever you're looking at. Whatever you're looking at or whatever you're doing to your visuals, try to move left. And when you're doing this, you need to more like see, can you feel anything extra behind you, trying to follow you, trying to mess up that visual. Then do it to the right as well. Then again to the left. Then go all the way around. If you feel anything by doing a little something new into your visualization, then that is a negative spirit, negative psychic is right behind you trying to control your visualization. And when they doing this, there's definitely more than one doing it, and they're doing it on different parts of your forehead, like I said in the last video. So really put yourself to a little more like visualization tests. It's going to really help you out if this is a natural thing or unnatural thing going on with you. That's just a test you should directly try out, because they really like to do a whole lot of different follow behind you into visualization and other things as well when it comes down to things in life when they are around you. But this is just one of the tests for more like visualization. So definitely try that out. Now, during the time out your days and night, if you more like you visualize, sometimes they maybe try to stop you, try to visualize by saying something to you directly or sending you some type of vibration message. Like this is one message, more like you maybe hear more like you should not be visualizing. Now if you're hearing things something that straightforward, then that is directly more like a negative psychic talking to you. So depending on more like how manipulated and how straightforward it is, more like the message is, can really separate between you. This is a negative one spirit or a negative one psychic. So they're more like listen to the message more like whatever it is. Now anytime you get any message trying to cross its boundary on you, trying to put false information on you and trying to you to believe that stuff, more automatically more like delete it and put the message in the trash can, and put more like the messenger, whoever sent it, put them in the trash can as well. So definitely be aware more like anytime more you get a message like that. Another thing is where you need to be aware to visualize. Now they will indeed more like visualize when you visualize and try to more change your visual into a more visual, not the way you want to, but more downgradable, more off, or just completely no visual at all. Now you need to want to be aware more like when they just using your visual, more like when you just relax and you just more like taking in they more like a negative visual come out of nowhere. You really want to sing you these as well, different negative visuals. Now these negative visuals could be more things more like about you, about your life, things around your life, even more like tech visuals as well. They want to sing you. You relaxing, and someone more like could be more like a family member, a friend, or even someone you just met, and then you see more like a tech visual, and it be more something against them in a negative way, like something's happening to them. So Don't get that confused. More like that could be more like you. You more like these things are coming off you. These things ain't coming off you. They are using your visual to visualize, and they pass more like different more like attack visual message through you to on whoever they targeting. And it could be more like literally anything more like you can think of more when it comes down to these tack visualizations. So really spot it out. So if you are having problem visualizing things, and through meditation and everything, you start seeing these different more like attacks that's coming from them. So direct more like delete that, take it away from your mind, or just put an X on it. Or if you don't put an X on it, more like to put it more like it in a trash can. Get an image in your mind, trash can, or just the word literally delete. Literally more like that really helps out more like to come down to more like these things they're trying to get to happen, or get you feel like it's coming on you. And so then be aware of these different more like things when it comes down to when they are trying to force more like negative and like visualizations on you by using your visual to visualize. Now, when it comes down to your brain, it has its own built-in defense system into it. One of the things more like it will pop out if you got more like a negative spirit, negative psychic, is staying way too close to more like sensitive section more like of your mind. So if you somehow more like all of a sudden more like talking and face pop up, like literally out of nowhere a face pop up, and more like right there more like your defense is letting you know more like that individual around you. Now that could be the exact what you look like, or it could be something that looks similar to them. So them like be aware of any time you sitting down relaxing and a face will literally pop up. Your set defense more like telling you that could be them, or it could be more like someone look like them. So write it down, whoever it is. If you know them, definitely more like write it down. If you're not sure who it is, write it down the best way you can, like scribe it here and there. And if you start like picking vibration messages, if you actually know the person, seem like it's actually them, then there's a high chance that negative one spirit or negative psychic could be around you doing a lot of negative things, and your defense is letting you know who it is. No different, more like when you got more like a computer, and more like it got more like built-in defense onto it, letting you know this and that, letting you know you need to clean up your computer, or you built no more like security law in your house. So be aware when your brain and letting you know these messages individual around you, no matter more like it's a pop-up visual, or more like it's a vibration message, like literally letting you know stuff. So definitely you know that could be the exact one is attacking your visualization. Like I said in the last video, they like to take more like your visualization, and they like to put their visualization on top of yours by using your visualization. And there are multiple more like negative spirits and psychic using different parts of your brain, mainly more like the third eye, and of course different parts of the forehead, and as well more like 4 fingers, more like back to more like the actual crown chakra. Now they do be ring around in the back section at time, but mainly this is where they be at when it comes down to temper around when your visualization. So you're having problems there, really try to bring your awareness up in these sections, more like your crown chakra, your third eye, your forehead, your whole forehead. Definitely want to bring the awareness up there. You should be able to like feel when they are interfering with your visualization. Now, if you visualize more like yourself, more like taking a long walk one day, and now more like you having problems to taking that walk more like different angles, feel more harder, you feel more like some resistance there. Again, that's still more like interference there. You shouldn't feel no resistance there. Especially you've been more having this visualization of yours is a smooth one, but now it's not smooth. These are more sign things are going on with you there. Now, when you are visualizing more like your visual, and when you start to put more like one visual on top of yours, they do another thing on you. They're going to more like control detailed sections of your visualization and literally force you to look at their stuff, like literally force. And when they force, they put you into a little negativity zone. So for that little time frame, all your attention there. So they controlling your attention and your focus and carrying it right over to wherever junk, more like a visualization they're trying to pit towards you. And whatever it is, again, you need to get out of that, and you need to get back to whatever you were visualizing at first. So that might be aware of them doing that. Usually this take more than one negative spirit and psychic to do this. So yes, them be aware of that. A lot of things they do, it usually takes more than one, but especially this, it definitely takes more than one of them to pull this off on you. So that might be aware of that, and you're gonna be able to feel the negativity pulling you into that section, and then you're going to have to pull yourself out. And when you look at what it is, it's it definitely like don't have a part more like in the highest section of you, more like the negativity sections, and a whole lot of other junk information right there, like junk information. You know this right then, this is not a spiritual moment. Something else going on with you. So then be aware when you anytime you have anything like that, more like not more like a good feeling of you all. So yes, pull yourself out of that. Now during this time, they are following you, they are studying on you, researching you, learning how you visualize, so you can use your visual as well. They will literally try to make sure they depress you at times, to make sure you do not visualize. Now, if you know the beginning when you first started to visualize things, you remember the quality it was and how clear it was and how it felt and everything. That whole section can be depressed down, all the way down to where it was when you first start off, and more lower than that from them. Even when you're doing all your usual work to keep your visualization up, from all your usual day-to-day work, visualizing, meditating, eating the right food, drinking the right food, working out, and a list of other things as well. Depending on who you are, determine what you do. But you know what you do to more like keep your visualization up. So even after that, yes, they can more like pit it down, literally pit it down. And when you put it down, then all of a sudden you feel that more a pop up, a negative pop up. So they might be aware of that attack as well. They do a whole lot of different attacks. All right, now when it comes down to more like when you're meditating and more like when you're trying to visualize, we do more sexual things towards you, more like the negative spirits and negative psychic. And one thing they would do towards you is called doll humping. If you ever felt this, you'll automatically know what I'm talking about, because it feels just like a doll is humping your leg. If you ever had a doll humping your leg, that's what it feels like. But it's not towards the leg, it's too more like the down below. And the more stolen energy that it is stolen over you over the days, weeks, and years, depending on how long they've been around you, that energy would change into more like it don't feel like a doll more humping you, but an actual person humping you. Now during these doll humpings and sexual thing more like been happening to me, going by my experience, it's usually a male more like doing it. Now, cool, I am talking about more like males here. It doesn't mean it's not no negative one spirits, a negative one like a psychic females out there doing them. Those things too. It's just around me, I got a bunch of negative like males and doing these things. So yes, and cool more like I ain't mentioned them. Yes, I'm sure these someone out there doing that stuff, just not around me. But doing the doll humping, it literally might change into more like doll humping to an actual male. Like literally, you literally feel the vibration, feel and shake everything on male behind you humping you, like literally. So be aware of that when during the time, more like when you're visualizing and meditating. They will do that, and they will want send more different sets, more like messages as well, more like doing more like the visualization, including you're not trying to visualize. A lot of people want to say these things are more like demons, but like I said before, going by my personal experience, no, that is not a demon. Every time I check, and I checked many times, it was a negative like a spirit or negative more like psychic behind there. They do as well, like I said before many times again, they give more like the illusion. They are more these other things out there. But once you really more like pick up a lot of different traits, patterns, and a long list of other things, you find out what they really are. They really won't mind. I take it back. Not mine. They really want you to think they are more like they are demons, devils, and these other things. They really want you to think of that. Not only give them more like a compliment, but to give them a certain position more like in your homes amongst homes as well. So once you spot them out, take that spot and just toss that out to the window into the trash can and put them where they at, more like a negative spirit, a negative psychic, and put them all the way down below your feet. Now, during the time again when you be meditating and you're trying to visualize more deeper, you're trying to get more a higher level into your visualization, try to get more spiritually. Different time do we more interfere. So right soon you about to get to more like that good spot. Bam, they will directly interfere, or they interfere before it even starts up, which this happen more often than the actual good spot. Now that actual good spot, it could be a few other things, but mainly going by my spirit, it's a negative spirit, negative psychic, and that is on a high note, and on a very high note. Oh hell no! So yes, you have more like a spiritual times, a moment they will directly interfere with you on many times. Now, as well, out your days and nights, and especially the time you start to sit down and meditate, be aware of your forehead. If you feel anything like a little heartbeat or extra more like pressure, energy has been more like been on your forehead and it's feeling like in a negative way, especially in a sensitive section like your third eye, around your eyebrows, around more like any section of the forehead during a time. So these times they are trying to control more like that section of the brain, so you don't visualize. They're trying to more like they're trying to more take that, and they're trying to make sure you don't visualize for they can visualize through you. So then be aware if you feel any extra energy pressure on your forehead, on your head, on your third eye, anything. During this time, they are doing different things on you. Now, they do like to do these things more on you, more like when they put you to sleep. And when they put you to sleep, this is when they mainly like to do these things. So that brings me to a little more like something you should directly check. I have said this before, but I'll say it again. When you wake up, check yourself and take it on a few seconds, on a few minutes, and really see anything has changed since the time you have fell asleep and the time you have woke up. Anything off about you, anything off, then there's a high chance then they were just more like finished doing something on you. Now, if you wake up as well, if you continue on having a sudden odd feeling like on your head or somewhere in your body, and you haven't been feeling like that more like over the years, then again, that's a negative spirit, negative psychic doing that to you. So then be aware and take in a few seconds, a few minutes. They could be doing a whole lot of things to you during the time you are asleep, and I mean a whole lot of times. So definitely want to take it in. Don't a few seconds, don't a few minutes. That is a big tip. Now, as well, be aware they are trying to mess with your memory for you, trying to mess with your reminder to check yourself. Yeah, they will do that because they don't want you to check yourself after waking up. So not just more like your visualization, other things it could be more like doing to you during that time period. So really check yourself. So more like I'll give you a little thing I do. When I wake up, I don't move. I literally don't move, and I literally more like feel myself. Literally more like feel the energy around me, feel anything off, and I breathe in and breathe out, and I just literally see what's going on. And a lot of times I feel this, I feel that, and sometimes everything seems like everything is okay. I got up and walked, and then it started to hit me with this thing and that thing and this thing. So yes, really check yourself. And it could be more all kinds of things that could have more hit you with. Like anything. More like if you see more like a sun thing they put on you. Now during the time more like you're sleep. A lot of times they like to might do pre-mark things on you, but at times they forget to put the pre things on you. So they put the pre thing on you, like after more like you wake up, they put it on you right then, or after you might chat a few seconds, few minutes, then they put these things on you. So if you move it around in a short period of time and you start feeling this negativity thing on you, that's them. So be aware when they you caught them with their pants down, literally, because they pre-more negativity thing on you. So definitely be aware of that. So definitely be aware of that. I have caught them many times. Now during the time like when they be attacking you, be trying to depress your visualization and control your visualization, they're very close directly more to these sections of your brain. So when these happen, you should be able to easily feel them. No matter what section it is, you should very easily feel them. Because they ain't more like far off distance or far off distance. No, they real close, like real close to that brain more like section to control it. So then be aware of that. And be aware more if you feel a section of your brain more like a sore. That's the more like using that brain part and over using it. No different more like when you're at the gym. You more like you overwork that muscle and you didn't want to do the usual stuff to make sure you ain't sore, like stretching out, icing it down, and a few other things. Yeah, no different between more like them. They overuse that muscle there, and that soreness is a part mark they use. So write that part down, whatever part it is. A real good spot to check and as well bring your awareness up when it comes down to these different attacks from the negative spirits and psychics is behind you. They really like to stay right behind your head and do a whole lot of different things. So definitely check this spot at times for different things, including more like visualization as well. But definitely check it. They definitely like to attack it on different times. More a different spot. This is a very section of the brain as well, so do not overlook it. Now during the time more when you wake up and as well checking yourself, now at times they will directly do more like different types of surgery on you. So they will directly more like do surgery on certain parts of your actual brain to literally make it more harder than before to even visualize. This is a little bit different. Now, when you do this really more attacks more like the brain section. It really more like cause you really can't more like visualize at all. So one day if you wake up and if you can't visualize at all, and more like you're having all kinds of problems to visualize, and it feel like you has just got to start all over to visualize, yeah, they can do more like different psychic, more like surgery onto your mind, and they really more like mess up your mind to visualize. And depending on you all, it could take more like months or more like years to get your visual back up from that attack. And it's a really nasty attack. So definitely be aware of that. If you're having anything like that, that is more like different between the ones I mentioned before. The other one, the negative spirit, negative psychic need to be literally there controlling more like the actual section of that part or this part and that part. This section here, they don't need to more like be right there. They just need to more like do that surgery on you, and you're gonna have problems like visualize, and it's gonna be hard for you to visualize. So yes, definitely again, check yourself. Taking a few seconds, a few minutes, and really check yourself. So yes, that one is way more like damaging to more like your visualization than the rest of them. But the other ones I mentioned, you can literally more like catch the negative spirit cycles around you, more like controlling that part, because they need to literally more like be around you doing that section and this section and that section. So yes, definitely be aware of that that psychic surgery, more like attacking your visualization. Yeah, there's a whole lot of damage there. Whole lot of damage. Now, on that note, that about in it for this part, which is this will be part 2 about more like the problems you have and more like to visualizing these different attacks the negative spirits and psychics are doing to you. So this is part 2, and this is about in it for this one. Now, on that, I catch y'all the rest of y'all into the next part, which that would be more like part 3. All right, y'all. I'll catch y'all into part 3, or more like negative spirits, negative psychic attacking and oppressing, controlling your visualization. On that, I'll catch y'all over there.